step of the way. Through his visionary leadership, he has spearheaded initiatives to reduce carbon footprints, promote renewable energy sources, and drive towards a greener future for our planet. He has delivered on aggressive acquisitions, strategically expanding reach and influence in key markets while maintaining a steadfast commitment to working on the larger goal of building a robust Bharat. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the founder and chairperson of the RPSG Group, Mr. Sanjiv Goenka, the man of ideas who is scaling up with solidity and purpose, steering us towards growth and prosperity with unwavering determination and vision.
India and Indians is unparalleled. It's not only given the world a new confidence in India, a new respect for India, a new respect for Indians, but it's given all of us within India, every Indian, the confidence and belief that we can perform, we can deliver, we can compete. The BJP government has changed the way one operated in India. And it's become so much easier to think global, genuinely think global scales, to manufacture in India, to operate in India, and to grow from India. I must say that we recently, over the last few years, invested a lot in Uttar Pradesh, and I've been blown away by what I see of what's happening in Uttar Pradesh and the leadership provided by Yogi ji. It's absolutely fantastic.
Prime Minister Modi is the boss.
The man of ideas, Mr. Sanjiv Goenka, thank you for joining us. I'd like to now invite Public Media Network's Editor-in-Chief and Chairman, Arnab Goswami, and the Deputy News Editor and Anchor, Suesha Sawant, to please come up on stage to have an interaction with Mr. Sanjiv Goenka, who joins us virtually.
Sanjiv, it's good to see you remotely though. It would have been even better if you were with us in person. I hope you can hear me.
Always a pleasure to be with you and at the Public Summit.
Thank you, Sanjiv. Sanjiv, we've been talking to people and stakeholders in business, government, politics, governance, chief ministers. We hope to have the Prime Minister this evening. How have things changed for you? I mean, you're one of the biggest business houses, most diversified, probably one of the largest from the eastern part of the country, and spread out in India and globally now. You're also doing a lot of work globally. You have global aspirations as well. So can you just look at your story and how have government policies impacted you, if at all, in the last, say, 10 years? And how do you look to the next 10?
Quite honestly, India under Modi is a different India. It's a confident India. It's an aspirational India. And it's an India that wants to not only conquer the world, but rule the world. I think it's thanks to the Prime Minister and the policies of this government that every one of us in business has started thinking global, has started thinking scale, has started thinking of why you locate manufacturing in India, you manufacture for the world. The approach has changed, the scales have changed, the aspirations have changed, and of course the policies have changed. It has become easy to do business in India. And very importantly, India is viewed with a huge degree of respect across the world as indeed are Indians. And that is thanks to Modi. I am a firm believer in Modi hai to mumkin hai.
Sanjiv, tell me, we've spoken about this and you're very keen to explore things globally. When we say we travel abroad now, we see a different level of respect. The relationships are different at a personal, professional and business level. Indian companies are thinking of going abroad. As one of the biggest business houses in the country, as one of the biggest business personalities of the country, Sanjiv, our theme is Dare to Scale. Are you looking at going global, and how do global players relate to you now? When you talk to your global partners and global investors and other stakeholders, how do they relate to you now? Can you give us anything anecdotal about this?
You know, in the past, when you introduce yourself as an Indian company, if you were a Ratan Tata or a Mukesh Ambani or a Gautam Adani, it was different. But for most other companies originating out of India, you didn't even get an audience at the senior most level. Some middle level guy would see you. Today you get an audience at the senior most level. And that is the difference that Modi and his government has brought to the perception of India.
Oh, that's huge. Now, you're taking risks. I'll take one more question and hand it over to you, Suesha. But I'm very keen to know, you see, people say, are people investing in India? Are Indian houses investing abroad? Are they parking their capital abroad? But you have done the opposite. You are going to acquire Aquafarm Chemicals company for 3,800 crores. And congratulations, last month you acquired a 4,000 crore company in the chemicals business. So, you know, you're always making about 10,000 crores of investment between these two decisions. And obviously, when a businessman invests 10,000 crore rupees, he wants a return. And there is a mammoth amount of risk that is involved. Is this investment possible without a solid foundation, without what you would call a good climate? Can you talk about the climate in which things are happening which allow you to take these fearless decisions?
You know, any of these decisions happen on the basis of policies, on the basis of the environment, on the basis of the confidence you have on the administration. And I think that confidence is so huge that people are actually becoming not only ambitious, but as you said, fearless in taking investment decisions.
You're talking cautiously still, Sanjiv, but I just wanted you to make this point because, and I'll say this to the audience, you wouldn't be hearing this, that, you know, Sanjiv, if I can just take a detour and give my own. Sometimes we hear that, you know, things are difficult, the government wants a lot of compliance, taxes are being followed, businessmen are feeling insecure, Indian businesses are leaving India, people are leaving their Indian citizenship, more Indians want to stay in Dubai than in India, but Sanjiv Goenka still continues to do almost all his business in India. And if he's going abroad, it is for business reasons, for investment. So he's a classic example of a person. So don't believe the story if somebody tells you that businessmen don't want to be compliant. I think that's a living example of that story. Congratulations to you, Sanjiv, for that. That's a really good thing that you're doing. Suesha takes the next question. Suesha.
In fact, Mr. Goenka, I want to make a point further to what Arnab just said about the acquisition of the 4,000 crore company in the chemicals business. You just spoke about favorable government policies. How do you manage to converge that with an astute group strategy? And how does this diversification complement the group's mission towards sustainability? What are your long-term plans on that?
This company is actually producing something called green chelates in addition to phosphonates. Green chelates is the most green version of detergents that you can get. And Aquafarm is one of the 2 companies in the world which has this technology. It's very easy to scale up from here, and this is as green gets. I mean, we have the world majors who are our consumers and potential clients who are waiting to get this product.
Right, and you take a lot of pride in Indian roots. You're also very high on Ayurveda and the ancient legacy of it. What are the company's plans to take Ayurveda to the international realm now?
So we are going to launch Indian Ayurveda in a modified, easy to consume form towards the end of this calendar year in the US. So for example, a traditional kadha as we know it will not be sold as a kadha but will be sold as an infusion. The normal chavanprash, the normal shitopaladi will be sold in gummy form. So it's all easy to consume. It's the same formulation, but just made easy to consume.
Can I take the next? Yes. Sanjiv, you are a 200-year-old group if you look at your whole history. And you have a big asset base. You have a $7 billion asset base. You have solid revenue flow. You have, I think, of over $4 billion annually revenue flow, 4.3 billion I'm told. So you should be in a good position to be looking at areas where the growth will be. I'm sure you don't believe in sitting on capital. I'm sure you believe in investing, and you're investing, you're going into different areas. So I'm very curious to know, and many businessmen, entrepreneurs will be keen to know what are those areas which someone as savvy as Sanjiv Goenka will invest in. You're going into some areas, some element of FMCG, you've gone into a bit of media, and you've acquired an IPL team, which I don't think was a business decision, it was more an emotional decision. But having said that, what are the areas in which Bharat over the next decade will see exponential growth?
You know, green energy is one business where you will see huge growth. So we are investing in solar generation, in wind generation. In fact, we have said that about 60 to 70% of the power that we distribute in the 6 cities that we have the license to operate will be green. We are going to get into hydrogen electrolyzers. We are exploring this area in a very strong way. That's one. Green chelates is another form of completely green product. Ayurveda is again as green as it gets. So we are looking at green as the path forward. We do believe that is the way to go. I'd just like to mention your comment on the IPL team.
Yes, meant to provoke you.
I heard this before, that it was not a business decision.
Yes.
But let me just say that I paid 7,000 crores for the license. 2 years later, I sit on more than one offer at a value of 14,000 plus.
So you're saying that investing 7,000 crores in Lucknow Super Giants is a business decision?
Well, out of the 7,000, I've said this before and I'll say this again, 6,100 was something that came out of a calculation done by our advisors and financial consultants. And 100 crores per year was the passion element.
Don't worry, I'm just provoking you. I'm just pulling your legs, Sanjiv. Don't take me seriously on this one. Let me have some fun. It's been a day of serious conversations, and I think I have the ability to pull your leg once in a while. We go back a long enough way to do that. But what are you doing?
For sure.
Are people like you and Gautam Adani, Mukesh Ambani, I'm sure, and other major, the Birlas, are you doing enough to generate entrepreneurship? That's my first question. And my second question is, how do you view people who are running behind valuation? You see, Sanjiv, you're a 200-year-old company. Today, everybody wants to be a billionaire within 6 months. Everybody's after this valuation game. And running behind the valuation game, you've seen what happened to certain companies in recent days, like Byju's and others, you know. So, Please answer both these questions. It's important that we must have the right ethics when we are running a business. So 2 questions. Are you really doing enough to grow entrepreneurs from your side as a company, as individual? And C, what do you make of this running behind billions instead of building sustainable businesses?
Arnab, if you build sustainable businesses which are profitable and growth oriented, you will make billions. A concept can give you a head start, but if it is not sustainable, if it is not cash accretive, if it is not stakeholder remunerative,
true,
you are not going to get valuations which are sustainable. So I, for one, am not a great believer in these very fancy kind of media hype that gets created over certain companies. But having said that, look at the number of companies which have started from scratch and have done so admirably. There's so much to be learned from that zeal, from that spirit, from that never say die attitude. You talked about Mukesh and Gautam Bhai and Kumar. They are in a scale way above mine. I mean, Mukesh is somebody I've unabashedly said is like my guru. He's somebody I look up to. He's somebody I try to follow. But they are there, I'm here. So, as far as I'm concerned, as far as we are concerned, we've started a small venture capital fund for FMCG, where we are not investing in startups, but second stage startups. And we are not only putting capital, but we are giving management expertise, and we are helping these companies scale up. So it's a small thing, it's not enough, but it's a beginning.
That's really good. And I think that's excellent. And I think it's good that you're also investing in the media, because that's where commitment and impact investing is happening. So I think it's all good. You know, we look up to you. I think you're a very grounded person. And I think, you know, you represent traditional values. I think your next generation is going to take it to the next level. And we're always proud to be associated with you and to speak to you. So, Swesha, may you close,
Absolutely.
please.
And in fact, furthering this point, you know, there are also businesses that are struggling to stay relevant. You have a 200-year-old legacy group. You've seen governments change one generation after the other. How do you manage to evolve, innovate at every step? We are talking about Bharat, the next decade. What is the game plan for RPSG in the decade to come?
You know, frankly, I'm not thinking of a decade. It's the whole planning horizon has narrowed down. So over the next 3 years, we are investing about 55,000 crores, mostly towards green projects. That's committed, and that's at various stages of takeoff. And we'll take the next step. We'll start planning on that 12 months from now.
So 3 takeaways from this conversation, Swesha, that I carry. 1, invest in India. Big Indian businesses are investing in India. This theory that big Indian businesses and successful businesses want to leave India because of compliance issues is completely wrong. Absolutely wrong. Second big takeaway is invest in value creation, not valuation. And I think that's very important. And third is, from talking to him, remain grounded. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure, and look forward to seeing you soon, Sanjiv.
Thank you,
Sanjiv. Lots of love. Thank you.
Thank you.
अगला सवाल आपके मंत्रालय से जुड़ा हुआ सवाल मेरा यह है कि पिछले 5 साल में गृह मंत्रालय ने FCRA यानी कि फॉरेन कंट्रीब्यूशन रेगुलेशन एक्ट को लेकर बहुत सख्त कार्रवाई की है। होम मिनिस्ट्री का अपना डेटा है कि 16,000 एनजीओ जो है उनके FCRA लाइसेंस को कैंसिल किया गया है। उसके साथ साथ टेरर फंडिंग, एनजीओ फंडिंग पर रोकने की कोशिश हुई है, लेकिन शायद पूरी सफलता नहीं मिली। इसके पीछे स्ट्रेटेजी क्या है? एक तो जो ओवरग्राउंड और अंडरग्राउंड सेल होते हैं, नेक्सस है, इसके फॉर्मूले को तोड़ने की कोशिश है या एनजीओस को टारगेट किया जा रहा है, वो कहते हैं। तो इस पर अगर आप
देखिए,
अपनी
अर्णब जी, आप 2 चीजों को मिक्सअप कर रहे हैं।
अच्छा,
एफसीआरए को हमने कानून में परिवर्तन किया। कानून को में परिवर्तन करने का हमारा उद्देश्य था कि एफसीआरए का उपयोग कर विदेशों से चंदा लाकर, डोनेशन लाकर इस देश की डेमोग्राफी को बदलने का प्रयास नहीं होना चाहिए। एक, सेवा के लिए अगर कोई पैसा भेजता है, सेवा कार्य के लिए करता है, व्यक्ति समूह के उत्थान के लिए भेजता है तो उसका स्वागत है। हमने कठोर नियम बनाए, ऑडिट कंपलसरी किया और ऑडिट को रेगुलर किया। इसके आधार पर ये सारे रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल हुए हैं। कुछ लोगों ने तो 16,000 में से 12,000 लोगों ने स्वतः ही कैंसिल करा दिया। भारत सरकार ने नहीं किया है, वो स्वतः विड्रॉल का अर्जी डाले हैं। तो 4,000 ऑडिट के आधार पर कैंसिल किए हैं। तो जो लोग हाय तौबा करें उनको मेरा यही कहना है कि कानून की परिधि में रहकर कोई भी व्यक्ति कितना भी चंदा विदेश से लाए, भारत सरकार को कोई आपत्ति नहीं है। वो देश के नागरिकों के और देश के समाज के उत्थान के लिए खर्च होना चाहिए। देश की जनसांख्यिकी बदलने के उद्देश्य से खर्च नहीं होना चाहिए। अगर जनसांख्यिकी के बदलने के उद्देश्य से खर्च होगा तो हम कठोर से कठोर कार्रवाई करेंगे। इसमें हमारे मन में कोई कंफ्यूजन नहीं। जहां तक टेरर फंडिंग का सवाल है, 1914 से हमने टेररिस्ट एक्टिविटी और टेररिस्टों के इकोसिस्टम को ध्वस्त करने के क्रमबद्ध कदम उठाए हैं। हमने एनआईए को, ईडी को, दोनों को टेरर लिंक्स, हवाला के जरिए पैसा आने वाले टेरर फंडिंग और नार्को टेरर लिंक्स को पकड़कर उसको खत्म करने की दिशा में एक्टिव किया है। सैकड़ों रेड्स हुई हैं और बहुत कठोरता के साथ उनके फंडिंग के फ्लो को बहुत पतला करने का काम भारतीय जनता पार्टी की नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार ने किया है। ऐसी चीजें जो सार्वजनिक चर्चा में नहीं आती है, मगर मैं कहता हूं कि मोदी जी की सरकार की बहुत बड़ी सफलता है कि हमने टेररिज्म के लिए आने वाले फंड को लगभग सूखा नहीं दिया है, समाप्त कर दिया है। ये हमारी बहुत बड़ी सफलता।
इसी से जुड़ा सवाल कि नक्सलवाद से भारत को और भारत के लोगों को संपूर्ण छुटकारा कब मिलेगा?
देखिए, मैंने कहा है, पहले भी कहा है कि 3 साल के अंदर, आने वाले 3 साल के अंदर, इसका मतलब मोदी 3 में देश नक्सलवाद से पूर्णतया मुक्त हो जाएगा। इसमें कोई संशय रखने की जरूरत
3 साल। Himantada, I must first congratulate you for being one of the rare politicians who can get a post-lunch audience of this size. It's incredible how popular and viral you've become. It's actually incredible. I mean, you know, now earlier you and I, when we spoke in Hindi, people would make fun of both of us because our Hindi is bad. Now they expect us to speak in Hindi. But Himantada, how do you handle your popularity at a national level? Wherever you go, you get crowds when you go to Andhra Pradesh, you get crowds when you go to Uttar Pradesh, and of course you get crowds when you go to Bengal.
I think my Hindi attract people.
तो हिंदी में भी बात करेंगे आज।
नहीं, ठीक है।
एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए
एकदम।
I have had the privilege of knowing you personally for a long time and I have watched your career. Now you come across and everybody who's listening here, बड़े ही बैलेंस्ड व्यक्ति हैं, ठीक से प्लान कर रहे हैं, स्ट्रैटेजी है, असम की इकोनॉमी बढ़ रही है। मैं भी हिंदी में ट्राई कर रहा हूँ, कुछ ग्रामेटिकल मिस्टेक हो तो बता दीजिए।
होना चाहिए मिस्टेक थोड़ा।
मैं दिल साफ है, जबान साफ नहीं हो मगर दिल साफ है।
ये कानून में क्या लिखा था कि छोटे बच्चा का भी विवाह होते हैं तो जो काजी बोलते हैं दे कैन रजिस्टर द मैरिज एंड दैट मैरिज बिकम लीगल। ये कानून में वो लिखा हुआ था। हमने जो बाल विवाह का खिलाफ काम किया, हाई कोर्ट एनलर्स मेनी ऑफ देम ऑन बेल सेइंग दैट इन मुस्लिम रजिस्ट्रेशन एक्ट registration of child marriage is genuine and it is a bona fide, it is legal, so you cannot arrest. So then हमने जाके कानून को जो असेंबली ने पारित किया था उसी असेंबली से हमने खारिज किया और बाद में खारिज करने का बाद सबसे तो मशवरा होते ही रहता है।
खारिज करने के बाद
This is Republic, Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
पूरे देश में विकसित राज्य से विकसित भारत, इसका एक राष्ट्रीय उत्सव तेज गति से जारी है। आज मुझे विकसित नॉर्थ ईस्ट के इस उत्सव में नॉर्थ ईस्ट के सभी राज्यों के साथ एक साथ हिस्सेदार बनने का अवसर मिला है। नॉर्थ ईस्ट के विकास के लिए हमारा विजन अष्टलक्ष्मी का रहा है। साउथ एशिया और ईस्ट एशिया के साथ भारत के ट्रेड, टूरिज्म और दूसरे रिश्तों की एक मजबूत कड़ी, ये हमारा नॉर्थ ईस्ट बनने जा रहा है। मोदी की गारंटी, ये तो सुन ही रहे हैं आप लोग। लेकिन मोदी की गारंटी का मतलब क्या होता है, ये जरा अरुणाचल में आएंगे ना, इतने दूर सुदूर आपको साक्षात नजर आएगा। पूरा नॉर्थ ईस्ट देख रहा है कि मोदी की गारंटी कैसे काम कर रही है। अब देखिए 2019 में यहीं से मैंने सेला टनल का शिलान्यास करने का काम किया था, याद है ना, 2019 में। और आज क्या हुआ, बन गया कि नहीं बन गया, बन गया कि नहीं बन गया? क्या इसको गारंटी कहते हैं कि नहीं कहते हैं? ये गारंटी पक्की गारंटी है कि नहीं है? साथियों, कांग्रेस ने तो बॉर्डर के गांवों को भी नजरअंदाज कर रखा था। उन्हें देश का अंतिम गांव कहकर अपने हाल पर छोड़ दिया था। हमने इन्हें आखिरी गांव नहीं, मेरे लिए तो ये देश का प्रथम गांव है, प्रथम फर्स्ट विलेज। और हमने प्रथम गांव माना और वाइब्रेंट विलेज प्रोग्राम शुरू कर दिया। एक तरफ मोदी विकसित भारत के निर्माण के लिए एक एक ईंट जोड़कर युवाओं के बेहतर फ्यूचर के लिए दिन रात काम कर रहा है, वहीं दूसरी तरफ, और मैं दिन रात कहता हूं तो मुझसे ज्यादा लोग कहते हैं कि मोदी जी इतना काम मत करो। आज ही मैं अरुणाचल प्रदेश, आसाम, बंगाल और उत्तर प्रदेश 4 राज्य में कार्यक्रम करने वाला हूं एक दिन में। वहीं दूसरी तरफ कांग्रेस के इंडी गठबंधन के परिवारवादी नेताओं ने, जब ये मैं काम कर रहा हूं ना, तो उन्होंने जरा मोदी पर हमले बढ़ा दिए हैं। और आजकल लोग पूछ रहे हैं कि मोदी का परिवार कौन है, कौन है मोदी का परिवार, कौन है मोदी का परिवार, कौन है मोदी का परिवार? कान खोल के सुनो गाली देने वालों, ये अरुणाचल के पहाड़ों में रहने वाले हर परिवार कह रहा है ये मोदी का परिवार है। मोदी के बाद से लेकर 2014 तक नॉर्थ ईस्ट में, यह आंकड़ा याद रखिए, नॉर्थ ईस्ट में 10,000 किलोमीटर नेशनल हाईवे बनाए गए थे, यानी 7 दशक में, जबकि बीते 10 वर्षों में, सिर्फ 10 वर्षों में 6,000 किलोमीटर से अधिक नेशनल हाईवे बनाए गए हैं। जितना काम 7 दशक में हुआ, उतना मैंने 1 दशक में करीब करीब किए दिया है। 2014 के बाद नॉर्थ ईस्ट में करीब 2,000 किलोमीटर नई रेल लाइन बनी है। पावर सेक्टर में भी अभूतपूर्व काम हुआ है। आज ही अरुणाचल में दिबांग मल्टीपर्पज हाइड्रो पावर प्रोजेक्ट और त्रिपुरा में एक सोलर प्रोजेक्ट पर काम शुरू हुआ है। दिबांग डैम देश का सबसे ऊंचा डैम होने वाला है, यानी भारत के सबसे बड़े पुल की तरह ही सबसे बड़े डैम की उपलब्धि भी नॉर्थ ईस्ट को मिलने जा रही है। साथियों, आप भी जानते हैं कि ये समय वैश्विक अनिश्चितताओं और अस्थिरता का समय है, और एक्सपर्ट्स कह रहे हैं कि सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के बाद ये सबसे अधिक अस्थिर समय अनुभव हो रहा है। उसकी तीव्रता भी और उसका स्प्रेड भी। पूरी दुनिया में कई सरकारों को सत्ता विरोधी लहर का सामना करना पड़ रहा है, लेकिन इन सब के बीच भारत एक सशक्त लोकतंत्र के रूप में विश्वास की किरण बना हुआ है। मैं आशा की किरण नहीं कह रहा हूं, मैं विश्वास की किरण बहुत जिम्मेवारी के साथ बोल रहा हूं। और ये स्थितियां तब है जब हमने देश में बहुत सारे रिफॉर्म्स भी किए हैं। भारत ने ये साबित किया है कि गुड इकोनॉमिक्स के साथ ही गुड पॉलिटिक्स भी हो सकती है। साथियों, आज एक वैश्विक जिज्ञासा, ग्लोबल क्यूरियोसिटी है कि भारत ने ये कैसे किया। ये इसलिए हुआ क्योंकि हमेशा
Hello and welcome. You're watching Live and Breaking with me, Gini Nurula. Let's listen to the headlines first. It's a political Sunday in UP's Azamgarh. Prime Minister Modi to visit Akhilesh's stronghold ahead of Lok Sabha polls. The aviation sector, Prime Minister to inaugurate 15 airport projects worth rupees 10,000 crore across the country. ED officials arrest RJD leader and Lalu Yadav's close aide Subhash Yadav under the PMLA Act in connection with the illegal sand mining case. 10-day remand of Mamata-backed mafia don Shah Jahan ends today. CBI officials set to produce the accused at Bashirat Court at 12 p.m. TDP chief Chandrababu Naidu returns to NDA fold after 6 years. Sources say BJP to contest on 6 Lok Sabha seats, TDP on 7 seats in Andhra Pradesh. Arun Goel tenders his resignation as election commissioner days ahead of the expected announcement of dates for Lok Sabha polls. Well, news just coming in that Sheikh Shah Jahan has been produced before the Bashirat court. Now remember viewers, today his police custody ended and now Shah Jahan Sheikh Mafia Don has been produced before the Bashirat court. Shah Jahan Sheikh has been accused of mass rape and land grabbing. He has been, the latest coming in this is that Shah Jahan Sheikh has been produced before the Bashirat court. Moving on to other news just coming in that a child fell into a 40-foot deep bore well at a Delhi Jal Board water treatment plant. Here in the early hours of Sunday, and a rescue operation is underway. Now the rescue efforts are being led by the teams of National Disaster Response Force and the Delhi Fire Services. News just coming in that the child falls in a 40-foot deep bore well in the early hours of Sunday, and a rescue operation is underway. The child fell into the bore well in the Keshapur area of Delhi. Now, according to Delhi Fire Service, the child fell into the bore well about 40 to 50 feet deep inside the Delhi Jal Board plant in the Keshapur Mandi area. Joining us is Akhil. A very good morning to you, Akhil. Now we understand, Akhil, that a child has fallen into a 40 to 50 foot deep bore well. First of all, how did this incident occur, and for how many hours Akhil, cutting across to you, for how many hours has the child been trapped in this bore well, and how did this incident occur? Why was it not covered?
Well, right now I'm just standing outside Keshapur sewage treatment plant. This is the very spot where that unfortunate incident took place. I'd like to request my VJ to pan and show you the visual of that side where a person has fallen into that bore well. There you can see towards my left, a bore well is being created over there. Parallelly, another vertical drop down is being created by the NDRF team is working over there. So there are three agencies that have been constantly working on it. One is the Delhi Fire Service team, Delhi Police team is also over here, and the NDRF team is also over here. So all the three teams are constantly working on it. So right now the identification of that person who has fallen into that bore well hasn't been done yet. But the police team is saying that the incident took place around 1 a.m. So for the last 10 hours the operation has been going on, and initially what has happened that when the incident took place, when the Delhi Police team has received a complaint in this regard, and the Delhi Fire Service team has also received a complaint in this regard around 1 a.m. in the morning, and since then the manual work has started, and both the teams were not able to bring out that person from that bore well, and then after that the NDRF team was called in over here, and right now the process of excavating sands from a place where that incident took place at a distance of 6 meters from that point. So right now they are trying their best efforts, and it could take another 4 to 5 hours to bring out that person who has fell in that deep bore well. Yes, Skinny.
Right. Akhil, do we know if that person, that child, has sustained any injuries? And my another question is, of course, we can see it on the screen that it is right on the side of the road. Why was it not covered? Why was it left open? It's a very deep bore well, 40 to 50 feet, I believe. Akhil.
Well, absolutely. If you see, it's a matter of concern. It's a matter of civic apathy over here. If you see, there was a petrol. There's a pump that was a water pump over that side that has been thrashed and broken down over there by the rescue operation team that has been working over here. And that area wasn't closed, so that area was open, and someone has moved from that direction around 1 a.m. and they have gone to that direction where that incident took place. But right now, the police team, the investigative team, is saying that it's in a very preliminary stage, and we cannot comment on it. That how that incident took place and was that area was enclosed, or whether that person was allowed to go inside that area or not. These parts are not clear yet, because some eyewitness who were here since morning, they were claiming that one person went inside to steal something and then he has fallen into that bowel, and some are saying that a minor has went over there. So right now there is no much clarity and official confirmation on that part, that whether it is a child or whether it is someone has gone over there for a bad intention of stealing something from Delhi sewage treatment plant. Yes.
And you can't confirm the identity, but is there some sort of communication with him? And of course, we know that the borewell belongs to Delhi Jal Board. So who will be held responsible for this? Who will be questioned for this incident?
Well, the Atishi has just come over here right now at the very spot. Here you can see, I would like to request Vijay to pan and show you the visual. So right now, the Delhi Minister Atishi has come over here at the very spot to inspect the ground situation. And you can see the exclusive visual on Republic camera right now. The Atishi's cavalcade has moved inside that sewage treatment plant at Keshavpur. And she has just moved towards this very spot where that incident took place, where the NDRF team is currently working over there to rescue the person who has fallen into that bowel right now. And if you see over there, so there's another excavator machine is being used to dig through another vertical position. So right now, if you see, 10 to 12 feet of digging has already been done, and approximately 30 to 35 meters of digging needs to be done from this point onwards. Yes.
Right, Akhil, have you spoken to the people around, the family members, since, of course, you're saying the person who has fallen inside has not been identified yet, but did you manage to speak to the people around as to how this incident occurred?
Well, absolutely. We have spoken to the eyewitnesses over here, but no one from the family members have come forward and claimed that their family members, their loved ones, has fallen into that bowel. So there is no clarity as of now on that point, that whose kith and kin has fallen into that bowel. So still we have to wait for an official comment from the Delhi police or the Delhi Jal Board that who has fallen into that bowel.
Right, Akhil, he has been trapped for a couple of hours, I believe. So is there some sort of communication with him? Has he been sent food inside the borewell? What kind of injuries he has sustained? Do we know anything about this?
No, it will take time because the rescue operation is currently at a very preliminary stage. So right now there's no communication that has been made with the person who has fallen into that bowel. But what we can certainly assure that the two processes have been going on constantly for since the incident took place around 1 a.m. And initially the manual work was going on at the very spot where that incident took place. But there was no major success that has been occurred through that bowel. Then another process has started over here, that of digging and another vertical drop down just next to the bowel where that incident took place. So once this bowel will complete, then parallelly the NDRF team will try to go inside that bowel and try to recover the person who is inside that bowel. Yes.
Right, Akhil, of course, the officials have revealed that the rescue operation is a lengthy process and one fire tender has been stationed at the spot while, of course, the rest was sent back. Now, we understand it is a lengthy process. But have you got any idea as to how much more time will it take to get the person out of the bore well?
So right now the NDRF team hasn't given any prior information and that how much it will take time. But to make it a confirmed point, because what we have been speaking to the NDRF team officials off the camera, they have been saying that we have already made a digging of approximately 10 to 12 feet, and the entire length, if you talk about the bore well is approximately 50 to 52 meters. So it will take another 4 to 5 hours to complete the entire process of digging, because when they started to do the manual drilling, so manual drilling work wasn't working, then they started to start another process of excavating a nearby position from where they will try to insert a pipe, and then they will parallelly move towards the bowel side so that they can recover the person who has fallen into that bowel. Yes.
Right. Thank you, Akhil, for getting us those important details. Of course, we'll keep coming back to you as and when the rescue operations proceed and the person is rescued. Now, moving on to some other news. The Election Commissioner Arun Goel tendered his resignation late on Saturday night. The resignation comes just days ahead of Lok Sabha polls. Congress MPs Jairam Ramesh and KC Venugopal questioned the resignation and said that this is a threat to democracy. While Congress can be seen politicizing the resignation, the Election Commission is now down to one member. Let's listen in to the report.
चुनाव आयोग हमें मिलने से इनकार कर रहा है। एक निष्पक्ष संस्था, संवैधानिक संस्था, हमारा लोकतांत्रिक हक बनता है टाइम मांगने का। 8 महीने से हमें मिलने से इनकार कर दिया है। तो चुनाव आयोग एक निष्पक्ष संस्था होनी चाहिए, संवैधानिक संस्था है। कल अरुण गोयल जी ने इस्तीफा दिया। मेरे मन में 3 कारण आए। पहला कारण, क्या उनके और मुख्य इलेक्शन कमिश्नर के बीच में कुछ मतभेद आ गए हैं? क्या उनके और मोदी सरकार जो फ्रंट सीट में बैठकर ड्राइविंग करती है संवैधानिक संस्थाओं की, क्या उनके बीच में कुछ मतभेद आ गए हैं? दूसरा मेरे मन में ये आया, व्यक्तिगत कारण हो सकते हैं, व्यक्तिगत कारण बिल्कुल हो सकते हैं उसकी वजह से। पर तीसरा कारण ये भी मेरे मन में आया, अभी कलकत्ता के हाई कोर्ट के जज ने इस्तीफा दे दिया और अगले दिन बीजेपी में वो शामिल हो गए और बीजेपी की चुनाव लड़ने की उन्होंने घोषणा की। क्या ये इलेक्शन कमिश्नर भी इस्तीफा दिया है ताकि वो चुनाव लड़े बीजेपी की टिकट पर? ये भी हो सकता है।
जस्ट बिफोर द इलेक्शन डिक्लेरेशन, इलेक्शन कमीशन हैज बीन resigned from that post. Now only one chief election commissioner is there to conduct the election. What is happening in this election commission? The entire country is anxious. I think that this government of India didn't want a free and fair election at all. Earlier they changed the chief justice from the selection body of the election commissioner and commissioner. In place of chief justice of India, they put a cabinet minister. Now, election commission become the decision of making election commission become one of the government affair. Now, surprisingly, just before the elections declaration, one of the election commission is also resigned.
Time to slip into a very short break. Coming up on the other side, it's a political Sunday in UP's Azamgarh. Prime Minister Modi to visit Akhilesh's stronghold ahead of the Lok Sabha polls.
Maybe you have the 15 years stable government.
100%. We'll have 15 years. We may have even longer.
Okay, fine. But it could be the 20 years.
Maybe.
Okay.
If you have actually a reformist, a leadership with a vision, with a commitment, with a sense of wanting to do things. But that leadership is backed by a very strong political mandate.
My question is about the coming general election. The result of the election will affect the Indian diplomacy, as it is likely you will have the long-term government, maybe 15 years long-term government can pursue the stable negotiation with other countries. So could you answer this question?
Sorry, I didn't fully understand that. Your point was that we have a stable government?
So you will have the, maybe you will have the 15 years stable government.
100%. We'll have 15 years. We may have even longer.
Okay, hi. But it could be the 20 years.
Maybe.
Okay. So could you answer the question, please?
It's again, I want to first begin by saying every country, every society is different. So what can apply to India need not always be the same for other countries. But our own experience was that the lack of stability in politics, which really meant, to have majorities in parliament, to take decisions, to take bold steps, it makes a very, very big difference. When I look, and I've been in government, frankly, a very long time. I've seen many, many governments. I've seen majority governments. I've seen minority governments. I've seen coalition governments. I've seen single party governments. You can see today that if you have actually a reformist, a leadership with a vision, with a commitment, with a sense of wanting to do things. But that leadership is backed by a very strong political mandate. And a strong political mandate, ideally in democracies, means having a majority in parliament. That is really what is the combination you need. Because you can have a majority, but you don't have a vision. Or you have a vision, but you don't have the political support. So you need both. Now, what has happened in our case is, certainly for the last 10 years, we've had both. And we hope to continue that.
Viewers. Now, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal on Saturday told women not to serve dinner to their husbands if they chant Prime Minister Narendra Modi's name. Arvind Kejriwal told the women to ask their family members to swear upon them that they would support him and AAP. He also asked the women to tell other women who support the BJP that it is only your brother Kejriwal who will stand by you. Let's listen in to what he had to say.
कई मर्द मोदी मोदी कर रहे हैं, उनका दिमाग आप ही ठीक कर सकते हो कि नहीं कर सकते? अगर आपका पति कहे मोदी तो बोलना शाम का खाना नहीं मिलेगा। बोलो, अपने सर की कसम खिला देना सबको। बोलो, सर की कसम है मेरे, पत्नी की बात तो माननी पड़ेगी हर पति को, और अगर अपने सर की कसम खिला दी तो जरूर माननी पड़ेगी। जितनी माताएं हैं, सारी माताएं अपने अपने बेटों को अपने सर की कसम खिलाएंगी कि इस बार केजरीवाल को वोट देनी है। करोगे कि नहीं करोगे? जितनी बेटियां हैं, अपने अपने पिताजी को, अपने अपने भाइयों को सर की कसम खिलानी पड़ेगी।
Well, of course, there we were listening to Arvind Kejriwal, Delhi Chief Minister, who was telling women not to serve dinner to their husbands if they chant Prime Minister Modi's name. Of course, it was said in jest, but a rather strange, odd way of targeting the women voters there. Arvind Kejriwal told the women to ask their family members to swear upon them that they would support him and AAP. He also asked the women to tell other women who support the BJP that it's only your brother Kejriwal who will stand by you. Cutting across to Harsha. A very good morning to you, Harsha. Of course, we were listening to Arvind Kejriwal. It was rather a very strange way of appealing to the women voters, in a way funny also, the way he is asking them not to serve dinner to their husbands if they take Modi's name. Of course, your take on this?
It seems like a very desperate attempt by Aam Aadmi Party leader and Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal to woo women voters in national capital by stating that they don't have to serve dinner to their husband because the men in their houses are continuously chanting PM Modi, and if they will not serve their husbands the food and swear to them that they will not chant PM Modi, not vote to PM Modi, and will vote to Aam Aadmi Party and to Arvind Kejriwal. He clearly stated, and this is an attempt to attract the women voters, and it was during the event in a city town hall, and when he was launching the scheme of Mahila Samman Yojana, Mukhyamantri Mahila Samman Yojana, where he stated that the real empowerment to the women in the country will only get through money, and he stated that 1,000 rupees the Aam Aadmi Party government will give to women above 18 years of age every month, and it will be given only if the women will vote to Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal and not to PM Modi. It is indeed a funny way, but also a desperate attempt. Now BJP leaders are continuously attacking Aam Aadmi Party leader by stating that this is now one more gimmick by Arvind Kejriwal. Initially, Arvind Kejriwal launched a scheme like free bus ticket to women and also free electricity, free water. And we have seen in national capital how this scheme of Arvind Kejriwal has worked in favor of Aam Aadmi Party in last Delhi election, where the huge number of voters in the slum specifically voted for Aam Aadmi Party government because they wanted free electricity and free bus ticket. But this time it seems to be very difficult because there are certain women empowerment scheme which is also launched by PM Modi continuously. If we speak about Ujjwala Yojana, if we speak about the startup yojanas to the women, PM Modi is continuously speaking about the real empowerment to women. But this is indeed a desperate attempt by Arvind Kejriwal to woo women voters in national capital by stating that don't serve food and dinner to your husband. Back to you.
Right, Harsha. Of course, it's not a long wait till we get to know whether his appeals and his style of asking for votes works with the women. Thank you for that update. Now it's time to slip into a very short break. Coming up on the other side, it's a political Sunday in UP's Azamgarh. Prime Minister Modi to visit Akhilesh's stronghold ahead of the Lok Sabha polls.
The nation wants to know whether it's true that you are fighting the next Lok Sabha elections from Mumbai. So let's start with a political question. In fact, at the WTO Director General gave it away when he said, why has Piyush Goyal not come for WTO yet? So he says, you see, he's very busy. He's fighting an election. So they've announced it even before the BJP at the WTO. So maybe you want to tell me that.
We've been fighting elections ever since the day I was born, probably.
The Lok Sabha election.
But I think these are decisions the party takes. We have a party parliamentary board which makes all these decisions. I can only tell you I would love to fight the election.
Oh, great.
If the party gives me an opportunity.
Great. That's a good headline to start with. Piyush Goyal says he's going to be excited to fight the election if the party gives him an opportunity.
साथियों, रिपब्लिक टीवी का सवालों के साथ बहुत पुराना रिश्ता रहा है. नेशन वांट्स टू नो. और ये कहते कहते आप लोग अच्छों के पसीने छुड़ा दिए हैं. पहले देश में सवाल होता था कि आज देश कहां है, देश किस हालत में है। लेकिन देखिए, बीते 10 वर्षों में ये सवाल कैसे बदल गए हैं। 10 साल पहले लोग बोलते थे, हमारी इकोनॉमी का अब क्या होगा। आज लोग पूछते हैं, हम कितनी जल्दी तीसरी सबसे बड़ी इकोनॉमी बनेंगे। 10 साल पहले लोग बोलते थे, हमारे पास ये विकसित देशों वाली टेक्नोलॉजी कब आएगी। आज लोग विदेशों से आने वालों से पूछते हैं, आपके यहां डिजिटल पेमेंट नहीं होता है क्या। 10 साल पहले लोग नौजवानों से कहते थे, नौकरी नहीं मिलेगी तो क्या करोगे। आज लोग नौजवानों से पूछते हैं, तुम्हारा स्टार्टअप कैसा चल रहा है। 10 साल पहले एनालिस्ट पूछते थे, इतनी महंगाई क्यों है। आज यही लोग पूछते हैं, पूरी दुनिया के संकट के बाद भी भारत में महंगाई नियंत्रण कैसे है। 10 साल पहले पूछा जाता था, विकास क्यों नहीं हो रहा। आज पूछा जाता है, आखिर हम इतनी तेजी से विकास कर कैसे रहे हैं। पहले लोग पूछते थे, अब कौन सा घोटाला निकला। आज पूछा जाता है, अब कौन से घोटालेबाज पर कार्रवाई हुई। पहले मीडिया के साथी पूछते थे, कहां है बिग बैंग रिफॉर्म्स। आज पूछा जाता है, इलेक्शन टाइम बजट में भी रिफॉर्म्स कैसे आ रहे हैं। 10 साल पहले लोग पूछते थे, जम्मू कश्मीर से आर्टिकल 370 कभी खत्म होगा क्या। आज पूछा जाता है, कश्मीर में कितने पर्यटक आए, कश्मीर में कितना निवेश आया।
अमित शाह जी, बंगाल में ही नहीं पूरे देश में गृह मंत्री जी सीएए कब लागू होगा, क्योंकि अब मॉडल कोड ऑफ कॉन्डक्ट कभी भी लागू हो सकता है और आपका बयान भी आ चुका है कि सीएए लागू होकर रहेगा। तो इस पर कोई टाइमलाइन आप कह सकते हैं कि कब होगा।
मैं फिर से कहता हूं, सीएए इस देश का कानून है।
Hi, good morning and thank you for tuning in. You're watching live and breaking at 11:30. I'm Suesha Sam. We straight away cut across to these latest pictures that are just coming in this after a child fell into a 40-foot bore well. This at Delhi Jalbot water treatment plant in the early hours of Sunday morning. A rescue operation that is underway. Meanwhile, a protest that is on in full swing at the sewage treatment plant, questioning the negligence as to why that bore well was not covered and how could this incident happen in the first place. It is a child that has fallen into that 40-foot deep bore well in Delhi, and the NDRF team is set to start digging another bore well parallel to the one in which the child has fallen in order to rescue that child. But serious questions over the negligence which has led to that child falling in that bore well. We'll try and cut across to those pictures as my colleague Akil will join us shortly. In fact, the police is also set to file a negligence case. You see how the NDRF is set to start digging in. Akil, first up, I want you to take us through the protest that is underway, what the people there are saying. It has been a huge embarrassment given the fact that this is sheer negligence that has led to this child being trapped in that 40-foot bore well.
बोलेंगी निकलेंगी, ये उनका काम है, झूठ बोलकर निकलना। लेकिन ऐसी घटनाएं अपने आप में दिल्ली वालों के लिए बहुत खतरे की बात है और दिल्ली सोचने पर मजबूर है कि इनके भ्रष्टाचार की बलि हम कब तक चढ़ेंगे।
मैम, इसके लिए क्या लगता है कि कब तक ये है बोरवेल में बच्चा या शख्स कोई भी गिरा है तो देखते हैं
एक एक करके कर लो, एक एक करके।
ये बच्चा जब यहाँ पर गिरा है तो दिल्ली जल बोर्ड की लापरवाही है। दिल्ली जल बोर्ड जहाँ पर भी काम करता है उसकी एक SOP होती है, सिक्योरिटी नॉर्म्स को फॉलो करना पड़ता है। ये बच्चे जहाँ पे गिरा है अगर इसकी बैरिकेडिंग होती तो वो बच्चा उसमें नहीं गिरता। तो ये जो आज घटना हुई है ये लापरवाही नहीं है, ये भ्रष्टाचार है जिसे दिल्ली जल बोर्ड के ठेकेदारों के साथ मिलकर दिल्ली सरकार के मंत्री कर रहे हैं।
दिल्ली जल बोर्ड की मंत्री अतिशी यहाँ पर पहुँच चुकी है, वो इंस्पेक्शन कर रही है, उसको आप कैसे देखते हैं?
अब बाहर आएंगी फिर एक झूठ बोलेंगी, तसल्ली देंगी हम कर रहे हैं। लेकिन उत्तर पूर्वी में भी आपको ध्यान होगा थोड़े दिन पहले इसी तरह से दिल्ली जल बोर्ड के गड्ढे में एक रिक्शा गिरी थी और कैजुअलिटी हुई थी। कैजुअलिटीज बार बार हो रही हैं और उनके से बयान आते हैं, बयान पर कहीं पर कोई भी काम नजर नहीं आता, बोलने में झूठ बोलने में वाहिर है। आज भी वो वही करके जाएंगे।
बार बार सामने ना आए, इसको आप कैसे देखती है, क्या उपाय है उसके?
किसी भी काम को अगर करना है तो उसके जो हमारे नॉर्म्स हैं वो स्ट्रिक्टली फॉलो होने चाहिए। उन नॉर्म्स में अगर जरा सी भी लापरवाही है तो पेनल्टी होनी चाहिए, ठेकेदार का लाइसेंस कैंसिल होना चाहिए।
मैम, आज दिल्ली जानना चाहती है कि कौन है इस बात के लिए जिम्मेदार?
दिल्ली जल बोर्ड बोरवेल खोदता है, उस बोरवेल के अंदर बच्चा गिर जाता है। अगर उसकी बैरिकेडिंग होती, अगर वहां पे इंस्ट्रक्शंस होती, सिक्योरिटी नॉर्म्स को फॉलो किया गया होता तो वो बच्चा आज बोरवेल के अंदर नहीं होता। तो जो डिपार्टमेंट यहाँ पर काम कर रहा है वो इसके लिए जिम्मेवार है और वो है दिल्ली जल बोर्ड।
यहाँ पे आतिशी पहुंची हुई इंस्पेक्शन के लिए, क्या कहेंगे आप उनसे?
आतिशी जी हो या कोई भी आम आदमी पार्टी के सांसद मंत्री हो, वो यहाँ पर आएंगे, बात कहकर निकल जाएंगे कि हम इसकी चिंता कर रहे हैं, हम देख रहे हैं। लेकिन सवाल ये है कि अभी आपने पिछले कुछ दिनों में देखा होगा कि पूर्वी दिल्ली के अंदर भी ऐसी ही कैजुअलिटी हुई थी जब दिल्ली जल बोर्ड के गड्ढे में एक रिक्शा गिर गई थी और वहां पे कैजुअलिटी हुई थी। बार बार कैजुअलिटी हो रही है और ये बयान देकर निकलते हैं क्योंकि ये भ्रष्टाचार का मामला, ये लापरवाही का मामला नहीं है। मैं फिर से कहना चाहती हूँ, ठेकेदारों के साथ मिली भगत है और उसकी वजह से ठेकेदारों में इतनी हिम्मत आती है कि वो सिक्योरिटी नॉर्म्स को फॉलो नहीं करते हैं।
क्या आप ये कहना चाह रही हैं कि अरविंद केजरीवाल की जो दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट है वो इसके लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल है?
बिल्कुल है, इसमें उनको माफी मांगनी चाहिए और दिल्ली की जनता को जो उन्होंने आज खतरे में डाल रखा है, दिल्ली की जनता उनसे सवाल पूछ रही है कि आपके इस भ्रष्टाचार की बलि हम क्यों चढ़े।
तो ये थी पश्चिमी दिल्ली की से जो लोकसभा की कैंडिडेट हैं वो बात कर रही थी रिपब्लिक टीवी से। वो बता रही थी कि हमारी जो डिमांड है वो सिर्फ यही है कि जो विक्टिम है उसको जल्द से जल्द बाहर निकाल लिया जाए। वीडियो जर्नलिस्ट भीषम के साथ आकिल, रिपब्लिक टीवी।
Akil, they're getting us voices from the ground as these are the people who are calling out the negligence that is on the part of Delhi Jal Board. If a 40-feet borewell was dug, then how is it that there were no instruction boards that could make anyone beware of not going close to that area? Why is it that it was not barricaded? Why is it that due precautions were not taken and protocol was not followed? And these are angry Delhiites who are on the ground very close to where the rescue operations are happening. They are raising their voice against the Aam Aadmi Party as they call the Delhi Jal Board responsible for what has happened as to why that child is now trapped in that 40-feet borewell. Remember, 5 fire tenders were rushed to the spot, and a message that was received by the officials that a child had fallen into a 40-feet deep borewell. Rescue operation that was launched immediately, and the NDRF team that was also at the spot. Now, the plan primarily is for the NDRF team to soon start digging another borewell, which will be parallel to the one in which the child has fallen. And police officials are also saying that a team was rushed to the spot soon after this information about the incident was received. Akhil is back with us. Akhil, this in no way is going to recede the anger that is mounting among the people, and this is sheer negligence that has caused this incident to happen. I mean, due protocol needed to be followed. Why wasn't that borewell covered? Why wasn't there optimal barricading all along? Why weren't there signboards to guide anyone to not go close to where the borewell was dug? I mean, this is as basic as it can be. And how could the Delhi Jal Board go wrong with this now that the people are demanding that action must be taken? What is happening on the ground?
Well, absolutely. This is an absolute case of negligence because the borewell, which is just over there, here you can see. I'd like to request my Vijay to show you the visual of this very spot where the incident took place. So that borewell wasn't enclosed and it was open over here. And there you see, if you see the ground situation, the protest has started over here. Some senior BJP leaders have arrived over here. We have also spoken to BJP candidate from West Delhi. She just spoke to exclusively and she said that she is demanding from the Delhi Jal Board to give an answer, an honest answer to the Delhi people. Otherwise, Delhi people will give them a befitting reply in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections. And if you see the current ground operation that is going on, the NDRF team is constantly working over here. And I would like to request my VJ to move forward and show you the visual of this side. And if you see, there is another hole which is being created and the excavator is being used. So right now, 15 feet approximately, the digging has already been done. So where you can see the men in yellow, orange dress over there. So all those NDRF officials and personals are working over there. So right now the operation is currently going on, and we are just standing near the area where that incident took place. And if you see the ground situation over here, what we have been told by the eyewitnesses over here, that no one has come forward from the victim's family to claim that their kith or kin have basically went inside that borewell. So there is no clear communication on that part that whose kith or kin went inside that borewell. So we'll have to wait and watch by the time till we get the official confirmation from the police department or the Delhi Fire Service Department, DFS Department, or the NDRF team. Yes.
Oh yes, absolutely, and we await further reactions, but that does not take away from the fact that it has been a huge embarrassment for the Delhi Jal Board and sheer negligence that has caused what has happened. For the moment, thank you, Akhil, for getting us all these details. Moving on, India's first indoor athletics centre that was inaugurated by Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik. Adil Sumariwala, President of the Athletic Federation of India, suggested that this facility would be the most exceptional indoor track in both India and South Asia. He praised the Odisha government for its initiative, highlighting the significance of such actions in the realm of sports. Listen in.
This is the first ever indoor track in India, probably the best in South Asia. This track has very great importance, especially in India because of the weather conditions in India. We need, in places it's very cold or very hot or too much rain, and we need indoor facilities for our athletes. And I'm so pleased that the government of Orissa, under the presidency and chairmanship and of the Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Patnaik, has spent so much time, energy and money to create, I think, on the best infrastructure in this part of the world. Whether you look at the total infrastructure, the athletic track, the indoor stadium, the swimming, the badminton, the shooting, I think it's probably got one of the best sports science centers in this part of the world. So it's incredible that the state government has taken such an initiative. I'm glad that sports being a state subject, the government of Orissa has done it. I'm sure other states will follow suit. I know that other states are on the same thinking process, and within a few years I think India is going to be an absolute superpower of sports, with all the states chipping in. I've looked at the increase in sports budgets of so many states. Orissa having a state budget of 1,300 crores, a continental cup, we can easily do the Asian Championships, beautiful track, it's a beautiful infrastructure. It has got all the amenities from medical facilities to rooms where athletes can stay.
Police arrested Uttar Pradesh State President of Muslim Personal Law Board in India, Noor Ahmed Azari, over his statement against illegal madrasas. Noor Ahmed was arrested from Pilibhit district of Uttar Pradesh. Iceland Foreign Minister is on his visit to India to strengthen India-Iceland ties, including trade and investment. Foreign Minister arrived in the national capital on Saturday night and was received by Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal. BJP MP Dilip Ghosh lashed out at Trinamool Congress party, saying Mamata Banerjee will suffer a loss in the upcoming election. He further added several parties are in fear and several Lok Sabha MPs are switching to Rajya Sabha.
पिछले लोकसभा चुनाव को पहले भी ममता बनर्जी ने सारी पार्टियों को बुला करके देश से बड़ी सभा की थी, मांस भात भी खाए थे, लेकिन बहुत सारा पार्टी और बहुत सारे नेता पार्लियामेंट पहुंच नहीं पाए और ममता बनर्जी का 12 सीट कम हुआ था। इस बार भी वही होगा। बहुत पार्टी की डर है कि वो पहुंच जाएंगे पार्लियामेंट। बहुत लोकसभा के नेता राज्यसभा में जा रहे हैं, तो मोदी के सामने टिकने के लिए प्रयास सबकी है, लेकिन देखा जाए जनता क्या न्याय करती है इनके साथ।
A child fell into a borewell about 40 to 50 feet deep inside the Delhi Jal Board plant in the Keshopur area of Delhi. Teams from the Delhi Fire Service, NDRF and Delhi Police are conducting the rescue operation. In a tragic incident, at least 3 people lost their lives in a road accident that took place near Sansarpur Highway in Punjab. Now, according to reports, a speeding car collided with a tractor, resulting in the loss of lives. Rajasthan Petroleum Dealers Association began their 2-day strike demanding a reduction in value-added tax levied on petrol and diesel. Fuel pump stations in Rajasthan are expected to remain shut for 2 days starting today. Time now for a short commercial break. On the other side, it is a political Sunday in UP's Azamgarh. Prime Minister Modi is all set to visit Akhilesh stronghold ahead of the Lok Sabha polls. The aviation sector, where Prime Minister Modi is set to inaugurate 15 airport projects worth 10,000 crore rupees across the country.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 11th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
I am very, very happy to announce that Niva Bupa Health Insurance has come on board as Republic TV's studio partner. Niva Bupa Health Insurance is the fastest growing company among standalone health insurance players in India. It has also provided health insurance coverage to 1.1 crore people in India and settled over 15 lakh claims, processing one claim every 60 seconds. So we are delighted to be partnering with them.
साथियों, आप भी जानते हैं कि ये समय वैश्विक अनिश्चितताओं और अस्थिरता का समय है और एक्सपर्ट्स कह रहे हैं कि सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के बाद ये सबसे अधिक अस्थिर समय अनुभव हो रहा है, उसकी तीव्रता भी और उसका स्प्रेड भी। पूरी दुनिया में कई सरकारों को सत्ता विरोधी लहर का सामना करना पड़ रहा है, लेकिन इन सब के बीच भारत एक सशक्त लोकतंत्र के रूप में विश्वास की किरण बना हुआ है। मैं आशा की किरण नहीं कह रहा हूं, मैं विश्वास की किरण बहुत जिम्मेवारी के साथ बोल रहा हूं। और ये स्थितियां तब है जब हमने देश में बहुत सारे रिफॉर्म्स भी किए हैं। भारत ने ये साबित किया है कि गुड इकोनॉमिक्स के साथ ही गुड पॉलिटिक्स भी हो सकती है। साथियों, आज एक वैश्विक जिज्ञासा, ग्लोबल क्यूरियोसिटी है कि भारत ने ये कैसे किया। ये इसलिए हुआ क्योंकि हमेशा सिक्के के किसी भी पहलू को नजरअंदाज नहीं किया। ये इसलिए हुआ क्योंकि हमने देश की जरूरतें भी पूरी की और सपने भी पूरे किए। ये इसलिए हुआ क्योंकि हमने समृद्धि पर भी ध्यान दिया और सशक्तिकरण पर भी काम किया। जैसे हमने कॉरपोरेट टैक्स में रिकॉर्ड कमी की, लेकिन हमने ये भी सुनिश्चित किया कि पर्सनल इनकम पर भी टैक्स कम से कम हो। आज हम हाईवे, रेलवे, एयरवे, वाटरवे के निर्माण पर रिकॉर्ड इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन साथ ही हम गरीबों के लिए करोड़ों घर भी बनवा रहे हैं। उन्हें मुफ्त इलाज, मुफ्त राशन की सुविधा दे रहे हैं। हमने मेक इन इंडिया की पीएलआई स्कीम्स में छूट दी तो किसानों को बीमा से सुरक्षा और आय बढ़ाने के साधन भी दिए हैं। हम टेक्नोलॉजी और इनोवेशन पर बड़ा इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन इसके साथ हमने युवाओं के स्किल डेवलपमेंट पर भी हजारों करोड़ रुपए खर्च किए हैं।
अगला सवाल आपके मंत्रालय से जुड़ा हुआ सवाल मेरा यह है कि पिछले 5 साल में गृह मंत्रालय ने FCRA यानी कि फॉरेन कंट्रीब्यूशन रेगुलेशन एक्ट को लेकर बहुत सख्त कार्रवाई की है। होम मिनिस्ट्री का अपना डेटा है कि 16,000 एनजीओ जो है उनके FCRA लाइसेंस को कैंसिल किया गया है। उसके साथ साथ टेरर फंडिंग, एनजीओ फंडिंग पर रोकने की कोशिश हुई है, लेकिन शायद पूरी सफलता नहीं मिली। इसके पीछे स्ट्रेटेजी क्या है? एक तो जो ओवरग्राउंड और अंडरग्राउंड सेल होते हैं, नेक्सस है, इसके फॉर्मूले को तोड़ने की कोशिश है या एनजीओ को टारगेट किया जा रहा है, वो कहते हैं। तो इस पर अगर आप
देखिए
अपनी
अर्णब जी, आप दो चीजों को मिक्सअप कर रहे हैं।
अच्छा,
FCRA को हमने कानून में परिवर्तन किया। कानून को में परिवर्तन करने का हमारा उद्देश्य था
भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की, वंदे वंदे वंदे। विकसित भारत की संकल्पना को साकार करने के लिए अहर्निश लगे हुए दुनिया के सबसे लोकप्रिय राजनेता और हमारे देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय मोदी जी का आज ऋषि मुनियों, साहित्यकारों, कलाकारों की इस पावन धरा आजमगढ़ में आगमन हुआ है। मैं आप सभी आजमगढ़ वासियों की ओर से, प्रदेश वासियों की ओर से आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का हृदय से स्वागत करता हूं, अभिनंदन करता हूं। आज के इस कार्यक्रम में मंच पर उपस्थित प्रदेश सरकार में मेरे वरिष्ठ सहयोगी उप मुख्यमंत्री श्री केशव प्रसाद मौर्य जी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के प्रदेश के अध्यक्ष चौधरी भूपेंद्र सिंह जी, प्रदेश सरकार में मंत्रीगण श्री सूर्य प्रताप शाही जी, श्री ए.के. शर्मा जी, श्री योगेंद्र उपाध्याय जी, श्री ओम प्रकाश राजभर जी, श्री दारा सिंह चौहान जी, आजमगढ़ के लोकप्रिय सांसद श्री दिनेश लाल यादव निरोहुआ जी, मंच पर उपस्थित अन्य सभी सम्मानित पदाधिकारी और जनप्रतिनिधिगण, उपस्थित बहनों और भाइयों, आज ये हम सबका सौभाग्य है
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 11th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
अमित शाह जी, बंगाल में ही नहीं पूरे देश में गृह मंत्री जी CAA कब लागू होगा? क्योंकि अब मॉडल कोड ऑफ कॉन्डक्ट कभी भी लागू हो सकता है और आपका बयान भी आ चुका है कि CAA लागू होकर रहेगा, तो इस पर कोई टाइमलाइन आप कह सकते हैं कि कब होगा?
मैं फिर से कहता हूं, CAA ये देश का कानून है, पत्थर पर लकीर है, ये वास्तविकता है, ये लागू होगा ही होगा और इस चुनाव के पहले होगा।
इस चुनाव के पहले होगा, इस चुनाव के पहले होगा। ये बहुत बड़ी बात कही है आज। मैं तो ये कह सकता हूं कि ये हाहाकार हो गई। आपने जो बात अभी कही है, गृह मंत्री जी ने बहुत बड़ी बात हम सबके सामने
प्रणव जी, तालियां बज गई, कोई धमाका नहीं है। ये बात मैं 10 बार बता चुका हूं।
नहीं, मगर आप
चुनाव के पहले CAA लागू होगा, इस देश का कानून है, इसको कोई नहीं रोक सकता।
फैंटास्टिक। तो नोटिफिकेशन बस आने वाली है, फिर आपको लगता है नोटिफिकेशन तो बस आने वाली है? देखिए, हमें तो ब्रेकिंग न्यूज चाहिए ना। अब आपने इतनी बड़ी ब्रेकिंग न्यूज दी है, आदत से मजबूर हम भी हैं। बहुत बड़ी ब्रेकिंग न्यूज है और मुझे लगता है सब लोग इस पर जरूर बात करेंगे और इसका प्रभाव क्या होगा, इसका इंपैक्ट क्या होगा, अगर आप संक्षिप्त में इस पर कुछ कह सके तो।
देखिए, CAA कानून कोई नई बात नहीं है
जी।
कांग्रेस पार्टी कई चीजों को भूल गई है। मत बैंक की लालच में, वोट बैंक की लालच में कई चीजें भूल गई है। जैसे UCC
जी
संविधान सभा का वादा था, इसी तरह से जब देश का दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण तरीके से धर्म के आधार पर विभाजन हुआ, तब पाकिस्तान और अब के बांग्लादेश से लाखों की संख्या में हिंदू, बौद्ध, सिख शरणार्थी आ रहे थे और मार काट हो रही थी। कांग्रेस के ही नेताओं ने, देश के नेताओं ने एक वादा किया था, आप धैर्य रखिए, आप कभी भी यहां आएंगे, आपको ये देश स्वीकार करेगा, आपको नागरिकता देगा। इस वादे पर सभी लोग वहां रहे
जी।
उनके पर अनेक प्रकार के अत्याचार हुए, धार्मिक प्रताड़ना हुई, धर्म परिवर्तन करने के लिए दबाव बनाया गया, उनकी महिलाओं को, हमारी माताओं बहनों को अपमानित किया गया। वो लोग बदले के लिए भारत की शरण में आए और अगर आज भारत अपने वो वादे को जो 15 अगस्त 1947 में किया गया है उसको याद नहीं करता है तो वो ठीक नहीं होगा। करोड़ों लोग इस देश के अंदर नागरिकता के बगैर रह रहे हैं, जो वहां से प्रताड़ित। मुझे कोई बता सकता है, ममता बनर्जी बता सकती है कि वो कहां जाए, कहां जाएंगे वो लोग? वहां उनकी सुरक्षा नहीं है, उनकी महिलाओं को अपमानित किया जा रहा है, हमारी माताओं बहनों को अपमानित किया धर्म परिवर्तन करने के लिए मजबूर किया जा रहा है, हम भी शरण न दे
जी,
हम भी उनका स्वागत न करें। भारत में स्वागत है, भारत उनको नागरिकता की भी देगा और मेरे आपके जितना अधिकार भी देगा और स्वागत करेगा।
साथियों, रिपब्लिक टीवी का सवालों के साथ बहुत पुराना रिश्ता रहा है।